Hello, this is Brian. Today is June 23rd, 2020. It is a Tuesday early afternoon, probably getting close to 2 o'clock by now, actually. I am here at Onyx Summit, the highest paved highway pass in Southern California. Elevation at the top of the pass is 8,443 feet. Used to be a green sign that said Onyx Summit. I don't know what happened to it. Let's see what mile marker this is. It's California 38. We're southeast of Big Bear. It's mile marker 3936. It's a little post right there. So if you're near 3936, you're near Onyx Summit. Got this big wide turnout, ample parking. Pacific Crest Trail is near here. You just gotta walk up this road about 100 yards. PCT going that way, southbound to Mexico. Northbound to Canada. So one of my plans this morning kind of fell through. Probably about miles up the road to hike up to this random peak, but it's like a little private property. So I kind of had to nix it. I didn't want to risk running on private property. Well, it's a peak that's over that way near It's near Sugarloaf Mountain. Now I was going to try a combination of dirt road and off-trail canyon hiking to get to it, but it did not really work out too well, simply because I wasn't sure if the dirt road was also part of the private property, and I don't know the logistics of it, so left it alone. I was going to hike up to this peak called Peak 8918. However, I know another way to get up there, but I shouldn't feel like driving on dirt roads for a long time. If you take 2N93 across from Hatchery Road on 38, a few miles up, you can get access to the Sugarloaf Trail. And the Sugarloaf Trail, you can hike that up chunk of the way, but before you get to the crest where you turn right and walk the rest of the way to Sugarloaf Mountain, you have to turn left and go cross country. It's the first, I think it's the first major hill off to the left if you're hiking up from Green Canyon, which is the Sugarloaf Trail. I was going to hike up this road. On Google Earth it's called May Canyon Road. I was going to hike up that and then follow it as far as I could. Then it looked like it might have petered out somewhere, and I was just going to follow the canyon where it petered out. It does. Just keep following the canyon because it goes at the bottom of a canyon, and just follow that canyon up. I was going to do that and keep doing it till I crossed Wild Rose Road. I think it's called, no, Wild Horse Meadows Road. was going to do that, and then, you know, cross it, not actually hike on it, cross it, and then just keep following it up the same canyon where the canyon crosses it, and just hike the rest of the way up. Was going to do that. That was my plan. Hike up to the ridge, and then turn right and summit from there. But like I said, wasn't sure of the legality of it coming from that direction. It's maybe about a quarter to a half mile west of Lake Williams Road as a turnout, but then there's a sign, a realtor sign there, so I didn't bother doing that. And then there were a couple signs of private property on the left. The right side, there was a barbed wire fence, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't tempt it. I didn't want to park there, get towed away, or somebody find me hiking where I'm not supposed to be and give me a hard time. So I drove down further on 38, then I got on 18 heading towards Lucerne Valley, and got on a trail. So I hiked up the trail, across the PCT. It was a use trail slash fire break or whatever the heck you want to call it. So I hiked up that for a while and went up to a couple of random summits. I believe at the west end of what I think is Nelson Ridge. So I was thinking about hiking all the way to Nelson Ridge, but then again, it goes up and it goes down, and then at the bottom of the hill there's a big old ranch style looking facility there, so I didn't tempt it. So right now I'm on a dirt road, thinking about making a hike up to Onyx Peak, which is back this way. You can't even see it from here because it's high up. I'm just gonna walk along this dirt road and see how energetic I feel. I mean, elevation gain for this hike is only about 700-800 feet. The top of it's 9,113. Been up there once before. It was before I started filming my hikes, so I don't have any video footage of it. I have pictures of it on my Peakery page, peakery.com. My name Brian Powell, but it's Brian Powell all together. It's not separated. Now you can see a Sangragonia wilderness back there. See a big, beautiful Jeffrey pine, white fir, and Sierra juniper forest in there. Got some beautiful curly Cercocarpus. Cercocarpus, Ledifolius, variety Intermontanus. A lot of old specimens of that. And some big junipers. At the top of Onyx Peak, there's a communications tower site. And at the very top, you also have some old Sierra junipers and some very old curly Cercocarpus, or curly mountain mahogany. Beautiful old specimens up there. And you kind of have to walk around the fences to get to it, but there are a few limber pines up there, a few of them. There's a beautiful gully right here. Tempted to do a cross-country climb up to Onyx Peak, but I don't know, should I? It's tempting. But do I want to make a lot of effort in the heat of the day? Since we're a bit higher than where I was before, in the last video set, don't know if I'm going to title that one. I haven't. It's on the same day. It's the same day I did it. Did it earlier today. So I don't know what the title of it's going to be. Could be either Western Nelson Ridge or Baldwin Lake area hike. It could be one of those two titles. But some beautiful stuff around there too. This is a beautiful hike in itself. Like I said, got some pretty hefty junipers. I wonder if that's a cicada. Not really hip to my entomology. But if you take the service road to Onyx Peak, it's roughly, I'd say, a 6-mile hike. About a 6-mile hike both ways. It's not a strenuous hike either. You're gaining 700 feet, maybe 800, because there might be some dips here and there, maybe, if I remember correctly. Might have been a few small dips, but it's a very gradual climb. Well, this is the highest elevation I've been at since July, August. I think this is the highest elevation I've been since August of last year, I think. And right now, probably close to about 8,500 feet above sea level. So my body's not used to the elevation yet. Remember the last time I did this, I felt that the elevation a little bit. Plus it was a hot and humid day with thunderclouds in the area. And the sun was out most of the time. There's some thunderstorms blowing over near Sugarloaf that day. Sugarloaf Mountain. It's way along that way. After getting such a late start, didn't feel like restarting a long, hard cross-country hike. Didn't feel like doing that today. So I decided to opt out of that and do a road hike, I guess. I mean, like I said, there are roads in the area. This should cross the Pacific Crest Trail. But one thing about this hike, it's beautiful country out here. A little bit higher up than I was earlier. I was between 6,800 and 7,100 feet. It was quite warm. Probably in the low 80s. Here, it's probably in the mid 70s. It's not too hot. It's not humid like it was the last time. But this is kind of a roundabout way to hike up to Onyx Peak. Worth it for the scenery, that's for sure. Well, I'm going to keep along the road for a while. See you along the way with whatever I decide to bust out next. Will I go cross country later? I don't know. But I'll see you on the next clip.